Welcome to my class, and we are continuing on with Unit 3, that is Statistical Tools and their Interpretation. And we have been doing what is index numbers now. And in index numbers, we talked about simple index numbers, and we were doing weighted index numbers, and we are doing weighted index numbers. And in the weighted index numbers, we finished with the weighted aggregative method, and we are doing what is known as the weighted average of price relative method. I finished one numerical of that, but just to reinforce that, because I'm going to do another one, okay, in this class. In the last class we did one of the numericals based on that. So let me just tell you once again before I go on that according to the weighted index number, weights are assigned to various commodities to reflect their relative importance in the group. Now, using the weights, we can find weighted average of price relatives. That's what we are going to do today. All right. And of course, we can also find out weighted aggregative index numbers. So, one more thing, just keep in mind that the weighted index numbers are more realistic than the simple index numbers. Weighted index numbers are of two types, as you can see. One is the weighted aggregative method, the first one, and the second is the weighted average of price relatives, which we are going to do right now. Okay, so let me just explain this as we go on, and then I'm sure you can see the board. Let me just come to this. So price, we are doing the weighted average of price relative method. So let me just also write down the formula. The formula is what? It is price index is equal to, of the price relative method, is sigma R into W divided by sigma W. R is the price relative. What is a price relative? Price relative is what? It is P1 upon P0 into 100. That's a price relative of each commodity. So we find that out. And the weights are as in what is the importance. That means how much you buy, etc. Okay. Now, we've taken this numerical. So prices of commodities in the base year, P0 and P1 are given, current year prices are given, and the quantities sold, these quantities are sold in the base year are given. Okay, so let's just write down. So these are the commodities. So many commodities are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 commodities. 8 things. We're going to talk about that. And here in the second column, we are going to do quantity in units of their measurement. I'm going to put it as Q0 for you to understand. Alright. And of course, P0, that is prices in the base year, prices in the current year. I'm not writing the base year, or I'm not writing the years. Base year, it could be anything. Like if it is P1, current year, if it's 2021, I can put the base year as, say, 2018, whatever. So that's it. Weights. In this, the weights are not given. Of course, what we do is, when the weights are not given and everything is different, so what do? We convert them into values. So how do we convert them into values? We ourselves will make weights now. We'll find out the importance of each of these. Now what do? We take Q0, that is 5 quintals, into base year 80, and we will write down the weights, the value. Okay, and all of this, P1 and P0, what is this? Prices. Now prices are what? In terms of rupees, right? So prices are in terms of rupees. So you're getting a value, and you know what is the importance here, right? So these are the values here in terms of money. Okay, now let's just take, these are the commodities. Let's just take wheat. So in the price, in the base year price at rupees 80, 5 quintals were bought. Okay. and the current year price is 100. The current year price is 100, and the weights, we're going to work out the weights as Q0 into P0. So let's just take Q0, 5 quintals into 80, that is 400. Now we're going to work out also R. What is R? Price relative, that is P1 upon P0, 100 upon 80 into 100, that is equal to 125. And we're also going to work out R in this column. We are going to work out R into W, that is price relative into the W that we worked out. So R into W, that is 400 into 125, this is what you get. Please check. Alright, next, rice. The second commodity is rice. Quantity in units of measurement, 1 quintal. So 1 quintal, price in the base year was 200, in the current year is 250. So we will work out the weights, that is Q0 into P0. That means base year weights into base year prices. So 1 into 200 is 200. Also now we are going to work out the relative. Remember the formula R. The relative we have to work out. So we have to work out the R now. So R we have to work out. So how do you work out the R? P1 upon P0 into 100. That's what we've done. So R is P1 upon P0 into 100. So it is 250 P1 upon 200 into 100. So 125. And R into W. So R into W is 125 into 200 is 25,000. So we go to the next. Pulses, 1 quintal. Base year price 20. Current year price 25. Weights, 1 quintal into 20 is 20. Okay. So then we work out the price relative. Price relative is 25 upon 20 into 100. So we just assuming these prices just to make it simpler is equal to 125. So nowhere can you find pulses for 25 or 20 a quintal. Just don't. So just don't worry about that. We're just doing a numerical for you to understand what it is. Otherwise, a lot of calculations will go on and I hardly have the space to explain that. So R into W, R is what? 125 into W is 20. So 2,500. Let's just take ghee. This person purchases ghee, 5 kgs of ghee. Base year price was 15. Current year price is 18. So you're working out the weights. Weights is Q0 into P0. That is base year quantity is 5 kg into price, that is 15. Price of the base year. 5 into 15 is 75. Now let's work out the R. So how did you work out the R? That is 18 P1 upon 15, that is P0 into 100. So you get 120, and then R into W, that is 120 into 75 is 9,000. So next, oil. Next commodity is oil. Quantity purchased is 6 liters. Base year price is 10. Current year price is 15. So the weights is 6 into 10 is equal to 60. So how did you get 6? 6 liters into, that is quantity, into price. You get 60 rupees. Now you want to find out the relative, price relative. So what is price relative? P1, that is current year price upon base year price into 100. You get 150. And then we will work out the R into W. So just take 150 divided by, multiplied by W, 60. That is 9,000. So now we come to clothing. 20 meters bought. Okay. And the base year quantity was 20 meters. And the price was 5. So 20 meters, and of course current year price is 8. So you're going to calculate the weights in this column. So how did you do it? You took the base year price into 20. In fact, I should have written 20 into 5 anyway. So you can, so 20 meters into 5 is 100. Okay. So what did you do? I've written as 5. You can write this way, it's not wrong. But one thing is sure, you should follow the same order. Otherwise, if you don't, then exam time you might get confused. That is why. So this is how it is. Like, for these two I've done it in a different manner. Okay. Now, with this we have what is known as, we got to work out the R. So what is R? 8, that is current year price upon the base year price into 100. So you get 160. Now you want R into W. So what is R into W? 160 into 100. So that is 16,000. So then we come to firewood. 80 quintals are bought and base year price is 3 and the current year price is 4. So you get 80 quintals at 3 to be Q0, P0. So I've written 3 into 80. So you get 240. And let's work out in this column the R again. So what is the R? 4 divided by 3 into 100. It is 133.3. And then let's just do the R. R is how much? 133.3 into 240. So you get 31,992. Is that so? Let me just find out what is that. Yeah. So let me just check for 1 minute. Yeah. So 31,992 is this. Now next is house rent. One house price in the base year, that is the rent in the base year was 100, in the current year it's 200. So one house into 100, that is Q0, P0, that is the weights, 100, and price relative is P1, that is current year price 200 upon the base year price, that is 100 into 100 is 200. So what you get is 20,000. Now we will work it out. Now important thing is you have to have sigma weights. You have to add this up. This is the index number for current year by average of price relative method. So R is the price relative, W is the weight, and summation of weights. So we must have this. We got to sum up the weights. So 400 plus 200 plus 20 plus 75 plus 60 plus 100 plus 240 plus 100, you get is 1,195. And for a price relative, we don't have to add this up. What we have to add is the R into W's that we